so much work these past few days, few weeks, few months. Oh, do you want me to move a bit? Yeah.
Oh, that's so that's okay.
Can I have a siddur for Sandra, please?
Do you have any others?
So, wait, no, not yet. Not yet, I'll let you know.
Jeff, do you have any others? Do you have one that I can say? Sorry.
We don't want to sing a bit. What is usually getting the Evil Junior home page every Shabbat and Kingston? Well, it's not fair. No, I'm just moaning against my colleagues. We're not online yet. We are. It's live. Okay. So can you? Well, no, because I'm still not online on my. Anyway, Shabbat shalom, whatever. Shabbat shalom. I'm back. So.
Have you been away?
Yeah, I've been away. I mean, I didn't go very far. I stayed in Kingston and I had a few things to do. But I'm very happy to be back, especially for the Shabbat Ruchani, which is a moment of singing, prayer, meditation, and just being, together, enjoying the beginning of Shabbat with some music. And let's start with this prayer for healing, which I think is always somewhere in our mind, because if you think about Tikkun Olam, repairing the world, our job is to heal the world. So let's bring this prayer into tonight's set of prayer on page 1.
Oh
Malachi Yasharet, Malachi Elyon. The next song is about welcoming Shabbat. And according to the Jewish tradition, all these angels that surround us on Shabbat will help us having a great day. Now it's time to light the Shabbat candles, and I wanted to ask Sandra, because I know that you've worked so hard with Holocaust Memorial Day, and the whole team, yes, but led by you, so to honor you and your team for the 1,200 kids that you managed to see these few days, so thank you.
First thing.
So for those of you online today, I hope you took this time also to light the Shabbat candles in your home, so we can stay connected through the ether of the internet and Zoom. So we go to page 2 now, to the middle of page, Shirul Adonai, sing to return a new song, sing to return on all the earth. And I wanted to emphasize something about this particular song. You know, this Shabbat is Shabbat B'Shalach. And Shabbat B'Shalach is the Shabbat during which we read the Song of the Sea. Yashir Moshe Uvenei Yisrael. You know, so Exodus 15, which I'm going to sing for you tomorrow, with you tomorrow. And there's a midrash that says that just notices, that doesn't give any explanation. It's the first time that in Torah, when someone is saved, someone starts to sing as a praise, as a element of gratitude. All the people who came before that didn't sing praise when they were saved, So there's, I think, something very important about the collective dimension of salvation that we are going to hear about tomorrow, because it's the whole people which were saved. And at the end of Parashat Beshalach, there is these few verses that says, Zachor et asher asa lecha Amalek, remember what Amalek did to you. And it's, Amalek, is the arch enemy of the people of Israel. And Amalek is the person, is our enemy forever, throughout the generation. And from these few verses, remember what Amalek did to you, we have this notion of remembrance, what we did here at KLS with the children, and as we did last Sunday at Kingston University. So why do we remember? And I was really wondering, why do we remember? What's the purpose of remembering? And I found a commentary, someone who said, the Holocaust was so massive that you can't remember on your own. You have to remember with other people. And the purpose of remembering as a collectivity is to be able to carry the weight of a trauma, because alone it's too much, it's too heavy. So we are not remembering the Holocaust tonight, we did it last week. Tonight we are singing together this Psalm 96, which is what we do on Shabbat, we sing. Which is a community in Jerusalem, and the Israeli progressive movement is producing so much amazing music. And from this year, I really want to explore this with KLS, because it's lively, it's Jewish, Israeli, and there's a lot of ruach. And I really want to bring this in. We started with Rebecca with one song, but I really want to do this because I think we have the Ashkenazi tradition, we have the Sephardi tradition, and now there's an Israeli tradition which is, coming up and really settling into the liturgical landscape. So more to come. Now, of course, the next one is about the purpose of Shabbat. The purpose of Shabbat, of course, is to rest, because God, according to Torah, God worked for 6 days, and on the seventh day, God rested, and the purpose of Shabbat is to remember to celebrate the creation of the world. It's the most important of all festivals, more important even than Yom Kippur. Even though, for many Jews, Yom Kippur is really the center of Jewish life, but Shabbat is actually probably the most positive as well, because it's about song, it's about being together. We are commanded to eat 3 times. We have to eat 3 times during Shabbat, so what's not to like? And about visiting family, being together. So Ya'alos Sadai, let the field be glad and all within it, and all trees of the forest sing out at the presence of the Creator. Expression here. Ki ata Adonai elyon al kol haaretz, so because you are the eternal, the high, the high one upon all the earth. Me'od na'aleta al kol Elohim, you are exalted above all the Elohim. Mm-hmm. You know what Elohim is?
The other ones that don't exist.
Yeah, the ones that don't exist. In those days, when they believed, that Adonai was probably the best among all the gods. But Elohim is a very interesting word because Elohim means God. It's one of many gods' names, but it also means judges. So, the judges, when you see some passage, you've got the word Elohim that refers to judges. And if you think about the Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, you have Shema Yisrael, okay, that's us, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Adonai is the God of compassion, Eloheinu is the God of justice, and Adonai the God of compassion. So God's justice is almost contained into God's compassion. So it's a very interesting word because you can understanding it, the gods, the other gods that don't exist. But it can also mean, maybe God is higher than all the judges of the earth, all the people who judge us, including ourselves. Okay. הריעו לאדוני כל הארץ, פיצחו ורננו וזמרו. זמרו לאדוני בכינור, בכינור ובכל זמרה. Psalm 98.
Well
I hope you have as much fun as I have. I mean, it's really, wow! Huh? I have to confess, after Shabbat Ruchani, I can't fall asleep. There's so much energy, that we're gathering tonight. Yeah, it's not over. Now we're going to call to God, as they did. They called to the eternal who answer them. But as we said, God is a bit deaf, so you need to call very, very loudly. So I want to hear all your voices. So you have to read a bit of the Hebrew here. Korim el Adonai, they call to the Eternal One. Vehu yanem, and He will, or God will answer them. So we don't know when the answer is coming, but the answer will come eventually. So now we need to bring back a bit all this energy to absorb it, internalize it a bit with Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat, which is a very gentle piece of music which will allow us to settle a bit into this service. So before we start, I just wanted to greet all our friends. So as always, I don't have all the names because it's only on my Facebook feed, but I can see that Sandra is there, Sandra Levine. So we've got two Sandras here today, and the third is online. We've got Romain, you're here as well. Shabbat Shalom. Sarah Olston, Sarah, Shabbat Shalom to you. I hope you're okay tonight. Elie Zimmer from Lyon, Shabbat Shalom, Elie, welcome. And Michel Lafitte from a city I can't pronounce because it feels like I'm saying a swear word. Yes, I'm not saying it. So, Michel, welcome. Yeah, you're a bit shaky with French people, huh? Because sometimes it's so difficult. Norfolk, the folk of the North. I can't pronounce it. So, Psalm 92, Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat. Shabbat, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינם, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינם. And now Lechadudi, which we're all waiting for. Lechadudi in a waltz rhythm. So if you want to stand and dance, please be my guest.
This is the one what? Ah, okay, right.
Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala. Shabbat nekabela, likrat Shabbat lekuven elcha, ki hi mekor habreracha, merosh nikedem nesucha, sof מעשה במחשבת תחילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, התעוררי התעוררי, כי באורך ומיורי, אורי אורי שדברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, שבת תקבלה, לך דודי. Now all of you have to stand now. רואי ושלום עצרת מעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, טוב אמוני standing for Baruch Hu. I wanted to thank our amazing guitarist. Thank you for coming every Friday.
And keyboard.
And keyboard and tambourine and singers as well. Right? So Baruch Hu. Blessed are you, Eternal One, our God, sovereign of the universe, whose word brings on the evening, whose wisdom opens heaven's gates, whose understanding changes times and seasons, and whose will set the stars in their courses in the sky, who make day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light. You make day pass and bring on the night, and separate day from night. You rule the host of heaven. Baruch Ata Adonai Ha'ma'ariv Aravim.
We continue our once a month attempt to learn a new tune for Ahavat Olam.
Yes. Ahavat Olam.
I make my monthly mistake of starting to try again.
It's tradition.
So we rise for the Shema.
Shema
Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ez. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ez. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך. והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Please be seated. And the Michamocha is actually part of this Torah portion. Michamocha Ba'elim Adonai. It's part of Shirat Hayam, the song of the sea that Moses and the children of Israel will sing tomorrow in the scroll. So let's go direct to Michamocha.
Michamocha Ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha Nedach HaKodesh.
Who is like you, Eternal One, among the gods people worship? Who is like you, glorious in holiness, awesome in splendor, doing wonders? The Eternal One shall reign forever. And it has been said, the Eternal One has delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hand of one stronger than ourselves. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. ישיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום בעמידנו מלכנו לחיים.
Grant, eternal God, that we may lie down in peace, and let us rise up to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your wise counsel, and for your name's sake be our help. Shield us from sickness and war, from famine and distress, and keep us from wrongdoing. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you are our guardian and deliverer, a gracious and merciful God. Guard our going out and our coming in, but now and always we may have life and peace. Baruch atah Adonai, הפורש סוכת שלום, עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל.
And there's a tune for that as well.
Oh,
Yeah, you could learn that one. Baruch atah Adonai, haporech sukat shalom, aleinu v'kol amo Yisrael. I can't remember what happens after that.
yeah, rings a bell, yes, yeah. So we rise from Magen Avot Imaot.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth shall declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'emotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Anora, El Elyon, Koneh Shamayim va'aretz. Magen Avot ve'Imaot bidvaro, Mechaye hakol במאמרו. ההל הקדוש שאין כמוהו, המניח לעמו ביום שבת קודשו, כי בם רצה להניח להם. לפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד, מעון הברכות אל ההודעות, אדון השלום, מקדש השבת, ומברך שביעי, ומניח בקדושי לעם מדושני עונג, זכר למעשה בראשית. And let's read together. Blessed are you, eternal our God, and God of us came before us. God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob, God of Sarah, God of Rebekah, God of Rachel and God of Leah, great, mighty and revered God, God transcendent, maker of heaven and earth. With a word you shielded our ancestors, with a phrase you gave all things life. Sacred God beyond compare, who took joy in providing rest for your people on your holy Shabbat day. We will serve you reverently, acknowledging on each and every day forever just who you are, one to whom blessing goes, the one to whom thanksgiving is due. Source of peace, we recall the time of creation by sanctifying Shabbat, blessing the seventh day, and holiness, granting rest to the people of the throne. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be accepted to you, O God, my rock and my redeemer. Please be seated.
Oh, say, won't be long.
Oh, say shalom imoma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imu Yahweh. Oh, say shalom imoma, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Oh, say shalom limova. Oh, yeah, say shalom aleinu. Ve'al Israel. Ve'al kol yoshet tevel. Ve'imu. Amen. Oh, say shalom limova. Oh, yeah, say shalom aleinu. Ve'al Israel. Ve'al kol yoshet tevel. So tonight I wanted to bring into our conversation something more blessings. We say 100 times a day, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, blah blah. Enfin, we don't say blah blah blah, but let's say. So at some point it becomes a blah blah blah. So I came across this book by Rabbi Marsha Prager. She's a Jewish renewal rabbi in the United States, and she's the head of the Aleph rabbinic program, which is a kind of neo-Hasidic renewal, very spiritual rabbinic school. And she wrote many books about religion, and this one about the path of blessing, in which she goes through the words Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, the 6 words. And she explains, I'm not going to read the book obviously, just a few passages which I found it very, very interesting to understand what a blessing actually is. Where does it start? Okay. So blessing is not a recently invented practice. From biblical time to the present day, Jews have used blessing to consecrate the moments of our lives. We bless our students, our teachers, our children. We praise God with blessings for our bodies and our souls, for waking up, for walking upright, for our freedom, for our food from earth and tree. And this is what we're going to do on Sunday for Tu B'Shvat, for our clothing and our livelihood, for breath, for vision, for guidance, for strength, for the wonders of nature, for the privilege of learning Torah and of serving God through sacred action. And the list doesn't end here. In the text of the Bible, we find the earliest blessings of our fathers and mothers, passed from generation to generation. With the destruction of the Temple of Jerusalem in the 70th year of the Common Era, the system of sacrifices and offerings performed by the Kohanim, the priests at the Temple of Jerusalem, came to an end. Surviving rabbis and scholars began a comprehensive reconstruction of all aspects of Jewish life. To the traumatized and despairing populace, the rabbis taught a revolutionary message. Prayer would now be offered in the temple of the heart. Together, the rabbis labored to formulate the wording and order of daily prayer. And the Siddur, as we know, is very much a production of these rabbis. Over the course of many generations, blessings were given formal shape in a language reflecting the emerging rabbinic attitude that prayer and learning, which are combined in Judaism, could replace the temple service as our people's living link to God. Between the 1st and the 6th centuries of the Common Era, the vast record of Jewish law and law we call the Talmud was compiled. Here we find detailed accounts of the discussions and debates between early teachers and their students about the content, structure, and meaning of blessing and the patterns of prayer. For 1,000 years and more, our prayers and blessings have traveled with us through all the continents of our dispersion, ancient words sung with the melodies and inflections of different lands, as we know very well. So then she goes on and talks about she talks about the giving blessing as a spiritual practice. So the tradition of blessing is woven, thank you, into a larger matrix of Jewish spiritual practice informing the whole of life. It is also set in the larger context of Kedusha, sacredness and holiness. Twice in Torah, where people hear the commands, be kadosh, be holy, be sacred beings, our people's entire spiritual endeavor, all of Torah, all the law, all the praise, all the songs, all the prayers, blessing and sacrifices can be seen as a response to that call, be sacred beings, be kadosh. Our quest is to discern what that call means. How can one be kadosh? We hear in Proverbs the words of King Solomon, Bechol derachecha dayehu, in each of your ways know God. We wonder how we can accomplish this. Our ways are those of human beings living in the world. We wake up, we go to sleep, we drink, we wash, we work, we buy and sell, we play, we pray, we have relationships, we do laundry, take care of our children and our parents. Know the source of holiness in all your ways. Bring Kedusha, the sacred, into every aspect of our lives. It's not an impossible challenge. If every aspect of our existence is an opportunity to experience God, how shall we live when we discover that God permeates all, from the galactic to the microscopic? How shall we respond personally as a society, as a species, when we begin to understand not only our lives, but all existence as a sacred gift? So, of course, she goes on, and it's a fascinating book, and she gives a blessing that comes from the Pri Eitz Adar, the fruit of the golden tree, which is a Kabbalistic work that was used by the Kabbalistic in the, I think, 17th century, when they instituted the Seder Shel Tu B'Shvat, what we're going to do on Sunday. We see the word. Of course, I'm not going to use the Kabbalistic elements with our kids, because it might be a bit... but, you know, there are ways to bring some elements into their understanding. So this is the blessing. Holy One of blessing, may it come to pass that through the sacred power of the fruit we are now eating and blessing, while we meditate on the secret of the flow of divine energy upon which they depend, that the divine flow of blessing abundantly fill them. May the flow never cease, so that all will grow from the beginning of the year until its end, for abundance and blessing, for good life, for fulfillment and peace. In the most recent trend in progressive Jewish theology, you know, we came to realize that we are very good talking about God. We are very good at trying to understand what is God according to the text, etc. But we are not good at all in experiencing God. And that's one link that is missing. And because in a way, if you do theology just on an intellectual level, it becomes a kind of it's interesting. I mean, I love it. I did lots of theology in my life. But there's something missing. So we know how to talk about God, but we have to still to learn how to talk to God, or to experience the divine in our lives. And of course, it's very easy to relate to an idea. God is not, etc. It's on this level. When you talk about God, experiencing God, then you reach all our doubts, uncertainties, questions, what is God? Who is God? Is there a God? All these questions that I think, I'm a rabbi, so of course very important to me, but I think for many people I meet, that one of the things that people say, I don't believe in God. So that's kind of, don't talk to me, I don't believe in God. It's kind of, whoa, like when you see Satan in the streets. So I say, which God do you don't believe in? That's the standard question you ask. So this is why I think Shabbat Ruchani is an important one, because it's all about, and it's a very individual response. We can't say this is how we experience God. When you experience something uplifting, and when you leave this place, this synagogue, feeling refreshed, renewed, I think we can say that in a way you have experienced the good of God. Thank you. So, some news. Let me check if I have some comments. So, some news. Tomorrow we have Shabbat B'Shalach here. So, Beitenu is not coming tomorrow. They're coming on Sunday. So, Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock we have Seder, Tu Bishvat Seder. Beitenu is inviting us. So, please come along. They want to see the oldies of the synagogue. It's not just kids among themselves. They want to see all of us. It's intergenerational. So please come, and those who are watching us online, please come tomorrow, Sunday, and tomorrow as well. But I don't want to push my luck too much. and at 5:15, Rabbi Miri Laurent is coming to KLS to do something that never happened here before, which is kind of strange. So when she talked to me about this, I said, But she did a PhD on a Jewish circus family, and she's a rabbi, so I trust her. I think I can trust my colleagues, but she's bringing a Jewish element in it. So it's kind of, I've never seen this show, but it was reported in the Jewish Chronicle, and the journalist didn't have a heart attack when he went to see it. So I guess it's going to be a very interesting thing to do. So it will be in this room, huh? Or
it will be. That staging needs to be
okay.
in office.
Yes.
Tomorrow morning's Shabbat service. Hopefully you see. It's
Yeah.
a bit like the Congo, isn't it? It's the river that has to be taken out. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You're not going to move the bimmer. No, they want someone to move the bimmer, but I think probably not you.
So, if you're watching us tonight, please come along tomorrow to help us move in the bimmer so we can have a proper circus show on Sunday. I should use the guild card more often. Come on, we invented guilds, so I should use it more often. Okay, so
Mentioned that on the 11th we do have a guest speaker on Shabbat morning.
oh yes. So on the 11th, Rabbi Janet and Vince are leading the service, and you invited. Can you tell us a bit about?
Yeah, it's LGBTQ plus History Month, and I've invited Reverend Dr. Carl Rutledge, who is the Methodist minister of the Kingston and New Malden Methodist churches. And basically, I guess what I'm reading is the Ten Commandments, and looking at the idea of bearing false witness, and how we sometimes get involved in all sorts of nasty rhetoric. And so I've asked him to come and share his experiences as a trans man. And he's been so harassed and threatened in all of the things that have happened with all of this explosion of rubbish and rhetoric. So he's going to come and share his personal experiences with us.
Yeah, Reverend Carl Rutledge is he's a very, very nice guy, and
Very nice guy.
yeah, very nice. So you benefit greatly from listening to him.
And I always think the way you learn, just like we teach other things. If you really want to learn something, you have to listen to the people who've lived life experience. It is.
And what Carl wants, he just wants to live a normal life. It's exactly, I want to be who I am, and he
Not how
deserves it.
people call him a freak for
Yeah,
packing him
yeah.
because they don't think he's in the right toilet or whatever.
Well, I think it's going to be an interesting talk. Anything else? I don't know about book crushes tomorrow. If
There is a book crusher.
There is a book crusher.
Sarah's not going, but there's a book.
Okay. Ah, salut Mimi. That's just private. Okay, so let's conclude our service now with the kiddu. I'm a bit hungry. The Kaddish. No, sorry. We have.
Anyways, cover us up with what?
Yes. So, Aleinu, will you sing it?
Yes.
Brilliant. Page 7.
And then all that's dividing us will merge, and then compassion will be weighed to part, and then softness will come to a world that is harsh and unkind, and then men and women will be gentle, and then both women and men will be strong, and then no person will be subject to another's will, and then all will be rich and free and varied, and then the greed of some will give way to the needs of many, and then all will share equally in the earth's abundance, and then all will care for the sick and the weak and the old, and then all will nourish the young, and then all will cherish life's creatures, and then all will live in harmony with each other and the earth, and then everywhere will be called Eden once again.
Yeah, it's really lovely. Shall we send it to the government? Sorry. Okay, please stand for a Kaddish. So, this is February. Yeah. So, as you know, we said goodbye to Andrew Boros last week, and we are thinking of him and his family tonight. And on the Shabbat, we also remember Ray Levine, the mother of Sandra, mother-in-law of Paul, and Buba to Karen Ruth, and great Buba to Lenny. Do you have any other name you would like to remember? Yes.
Yeah, I had a very good friend who died over the weekend at the age of 60 of a brain tumour. It had been coming for some time, but it was very sad. And his name was Andre, and he really did light up a room when he came in. He was an incredible guy. He was convinced he had some kind of Jewish heritage. I don't think he ever found out if he did or not, but I think he had a Jewish soul. So I remember Andre.
Even when we are gone, the departed are with us. They inspire us so to live as in their high moments, they themselves so to live. We remember them now, they remain in our hearts. They are a continual blessing. Zifronam Livracha. And let's say together. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shem Abba. B'alma v'yirah v'yuteh v'yaveh v'yuteh. V'chayekrom v'yamichom. V'chayek v'chol Beit Yisrael.
והגלה בזמן קריב למרוב העמים. יהי שמי רבן ומורך לעולם ולנער מיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפעל ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי קדושה וריבו. לעילם מקום בנחת אשרתה. תושבחת ונכבדת. דנירם לעלמא וגבורה בה. יהי שלמה רבה ומשוחררת. וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל. ואמרו אמן. ועושה שלום אמונה. ויעשה שלום. עלינו ועל כל ישראל. ועל כל בני אדם. ואמרו אמן.
Okay, please be seated. So what have you prepared as a final song?
We continue the campaign of introducing Ruchani.
Oh, nice. Page 10.
And this time we're going to be more ambitious than last time. Remember, it's the last verse of Adon Olam, so see if you can find it. We'll sing the Hebrew, and then you will sing the Hebrew again, but I won't. I'll be singing the English at the same time as you sing the Hebrew. That's the ambitious bit. And speaking to the choir member, for when we're singing the English and the Hebrew together, could you take a lead on the Hebrew, please, Sandra? And the downbeat is on sol. When I sing my sol, that's my b'yada. Yeah? The downbeat from me is sol. That's when you start singing b'yada.
Yeah. So the downbeat is on the back of the bayede.
Yeah, yeah. Daniel's going to join in by trying to see what my fingers are up to. So you're going to watch. My soul I give to you, my spirit is in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand.
Thank you.
Well done, choir.
Please stand for one last blessing. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us to find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom to you as well, wherever you are in your homes.
Even in Norfolk.
Where?
Even in
Where?
Northern England.
Where?
You really want me to say it.
Say East Anglia.
East Anglia. Oh, Mubarak, hello. I can see you here as well.
So you've got your, I think your,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm feeling really bad about Sarah because he asked me, to do something